What is up, gamers? Welcome to another Etheria restart video. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. In today's video, guys, we are going to do a guide on Rengokutsu. I'm going to share with you one of the teams that I'm running. Speed farming it more or less. I still need to do a bit of work on my Lilium. But before we dive into that, I do want to give a massive shout out to Etheria Restart for sponsoring today's video, and let's dive straight into it. If you guys want to try the game out, you can click on the link in the description down below. Rengokutsu, without a doubt, is the hardest, the toughest, the meanest bosses in the entire game, especially when we are talking about bosses that we need to constantly farm, right? And personally, I still think they should adjust this boss a bit, reduce maybe all of the crazy RNG that he brings into the fight. I know they've announced a couple of new units coming to the game that should be the solution to the problem. Now we're gonna see exactly how well those characters will perform versus Rengo once we're gonna put our hands on them and see exactly what they can do. So you do have a couple of different options in terms of what you can do versus this boss. In terms of teams, there are tons of different variations, to be honest. Personally, I've always been under the mentality of like, you know what, I do not care if I get to basically go into a fight and lose 4, 3, 5 out of 10, as long as I'm getting it done in like under a minute or so, because I do value my time quite a bit, and because of it, I am willing to sacrifice stamina, at least at this stage in the game, and farm it faster, even if the team is not as consistent. Truth be told, no teams are extremely consistent versus this boss, and you have the teams that farm it in like 3 minutes or so, and even those ones are not extremely consistent either. But if we are looking at some of the clear times, speed runnings right here, you're gonna notice that there are some very, very good strats with Cachi, the red R unit, really, really powerful in here. Then, of course, Claws is insane. What I do like about Lilium is the fact that she brings her own increased attack, and she has crazy damage, so we are going to use that. And we're going to use Lily instead of Beontin, for example, because I'm not trying just to run it once for the clear time. Plus, I know for a fact I cannot do that because my Lilium is not fully skilled at the moment. But I'm going to show you exactly what you need. I'm going to give you guys a couple of different ideas, replacements in terms of builds for your team, basically. And as I've mentioned, this is not a 100% win rate by any means. Now, my class at the moment, unfortunately, she is not fully skilled, so I do not have a shorter cooldown on this. So for me, the best shell on her is going to be the Codex. If she is skilled for your account, you can run either the Dark Moon, either you can run the Halloween shell, and you're running 9 time with 9 swift plus of course the matrix from the shell, and then you're gonna decrease the cooldowns of her skills more often, and she's going to use the ultimate more often, keeping that defense down on the boss very consistently. One of the 3 shells will work just fine. Now, of course, you're gonna have a Lily build with the Artisan. You do need the Artisan versus this boss. Is one of the most powerful PvE shells. We're gonna run Cachi, and we're gonna run Cachi with a Codex shell, basically. Not the perfect one. I just need the speed and get some accuracy. Now, the speed on these characters is very important, starting with the very first one. So my Lily at the moment, she has around 308 speed, if I'm not mistaken, if my math doesn't deceive me right here, if it doesn't fail. So you do need her to be at around 300 speed. You don't need to go crazy like 340, 350 or anything like that, but it's very important to have her at around the 300 speed. The next thing is you need Claws to be at exactly 280 plus. So under 280, the boss will get a first move first, and that is the minion. Now, that can disrupt your run. It can cause a lot of RNG. That's why having 280 plus on Claws is going to be very important to apply the decreased speed, and then Cachi will follow with the stun thermometer manipulation, right? I can't really get my Claws to like insane levels of speed because I have no skills in the first skill on her either, but she is at 282 or something like that. 284, sorry. Then we have Cachi. Now my Cachi is at 264 speed. If you can make Cachi faster, is even better. So I do have skills in Cachi in the third and the first skill, basically to get a bit of extra speed, and of course gain the additional chance to stun. The Terminator manipulation from the third skill, really, really important, because this is a massive, massive skill, okay? Decrease the Terminator and the stun, which will enable our team to move more often without the boss taking tons and tons of turns and absolutely obliterate our team. Now, it can still be a lot of RNG, but that's basically what you're kind of like aiming for. For Lilium, as you guys can probably notice, this is basically what I am with her. I still need 3 more perfect lattice to max her, and that's exactly what I'll be doing. But I'm running a count which is really not perfect. Let me move my big head out of the way. So I have Fury Momentum. It's just not happening for my freaking Key Knight to drop on any of the shells to be the perfect God Roll shell, but that's fine. I will be running Lilium in a different run with a White Fang too. You can definitely run the White Fang. I do like the count because it will give you more attack, but it will give you the healing as well. So from all of the tests that I've done in the past on testing White Fang versus the count, more or less they do the same damage, okay? There isn't really much of a difference in terms of like, oh my god, the White Fang deals 1,000,000 times more damage or anything like that. If there is a difference, is very minimal. Now, of course, they do have their own pros, right? You get a healing from the count, you get a damage boost from the White Fang after, the stacks, but they will both get the job done. But let me show you how this team actually works. So, of course, Lily will buff. If your class is under 280 speed, the side minion will take a turn before class, even though Lily will buff, okay? So that's why it's very important to have her as fast. Now, there is a lot of RNG because if you do not land the stuns on the side minions, if you get resisted on the Terminator manipulation, so many things can actually go wrong, like in pretty much every fight, because that 10% chance of getting resisted is pretty damn painful across the entire game, not just in this particular dungeon, right? So if Klaus gets resisted or something like that happens, that causes issues too. But we had Cachi resetting Lilium, so now we're going to have that ultimate skill available again. We almost took the boss down. We literally just need one S1 from Lily to push Lilium, and that should do it. Hopefully, the boss is not... I mean, the boss just literally went absolutely freaking berserk on us. That's why he's so freaking busted, but that's fine. I do want to show you that the team can fail too, because I'm not trying to sell it to you as, oh my god, this team is never going to fail. You guys are always going to win versus this boss, because this boss takes absolutely no freaking prisoners, guys, okay? He is ruthless. Rengo is ruthless, okay? So I'm definitely looking forward to see how the new units will make this easy. Now, we just missed a crit hit right there. Unfortunately, on the count, I do not have full crit rate, but that's fine. I just want to show you the count and the White Fang as well, basically. Show you a couple of different options on the shells based on whatever you might have better. This count build is mainly for my Doki Doki, right, on my Real Mocha. Okay, so we got hit right there. We have the stuns on the side minions, which is fine. Sometimes, depending on what class does with her third skill, one of the minions might move before, or it might not, you know? Which is better not to, because then it cannot affect any of my characters. Cachi, once again, decreasing the cooldowns of all of the skills by 1 turn on Lilium. We have Klaus going right there. And basically, I just need either a A1 from Lily here. Either I need Lilium to use the second skill and bang the boss down. 53 seconds is under 1 minute. I am definitely happy with this team. Regardless of having some fail rates in here, I don't really care. It's just being able to farm this dungeon fast so I can put my hand on better codex, on better counts, etc. Then, if we're going to go back at it, this time around, I'm going to bring in the White Fang on my Lilium. So these are the stats on her, just in case if you want to see them again. Basically, you see the attack, the crit damage. She definitely has much higher crit damage than on the next build. But now we're going to go on to White Fang. We are going to have a Fury piece as well, and we have Harvest and Momentum. I wish this Harvest would have been anything else, because it only really makes a bit of sense once the boss is over 50% HP. But hey, these are the stats on her now. We are at 99% crit rate. Definitely not something that I love seeing, but we have better attack, much lower crit damage. But let's do a run with the White Fang, guys, and let's see how much of a damage difference we're going to notice on the initial hit, right? So we've got the stuns, and there you go. White Fang, more or less the same. Maybe we got a little bit more, and that might be because of the actual sets that we have on. Fury could potentially be a bit... Harvest could potentially be a bit better this time around on the start right here, but the boss decided to kill my damage dealer, so we're gonna have to basically give it another go. I do usually do, of course, the auto battles and forget about all that stuff. Up to you guys. If you see, we got resisted again, so this will definitely be an issue. Up to you guys if you choose to run a similar team or you don't. The thing is, you're gonna be able to get it done pretty fast. Personally, I do not find myself too stressed about my stamina anymore. I'm not doing the daily refills all the time, and I feel like I don't really need to go crazy in terms of like, oh my god, I need to be super careful with every piece of stamina that I have available. Everything needs to be spot on, because you know what, I'm farming gear during the 2x. The rest I'm literally just farming shells, and because of it I really find myself being more than fine with my stamina, in terms of like, yeah, I have loads of stamina all the freaking time, right? So at the beginning was definitely extremely important. Keep an eye on it, make sure you're not wasting your stamina and all that. But right now I really do not think that is like the most important thing. Now the good thing about Lilium is that she heals with a basic skill, which can be extremely helpful. Lily, come on, I am counting on you. Do not let me down. And there we go. So the White Fang is getting the job done. This run was 1 minute and 6 seconds rather than 53 seconds. But it's not necessarily because of the White Fang or the count, because more or less they do tend to do the same damage. As usual, guys, that was everything for this video. Hopefully you found it helpful. Hopefully you can smash this freaking annoying boss. Don't forget, if you enjoy the content, smash a like, subscribe to the channel. I am hosting a giveaway. We're going to give away over 30 Apex summons once we're going to reach 1,000 subs on the channel. Big shout out to Etheria Restart for sponsoring the video, and I will catch you all in the next one. Peace.